Everyone, we thank you for your time today. You've had some wonderful workshops. I heard the input and the dialogue, and I see that everyone got some nuggets. So TD Jake says, big ideas come from forward-thinking people who challenge the norm, think outside the box, and invent the world they see inside, rather than submitting to the limitations of our current dilemmas. So I want to go back and let's talk about the workshops that we were in today. And I also want to revisit our activities that we had. And this is time for interaction. We can just talk freely, take yourselves off mute. And what was going back and reviewing the visions, your values, and your tasks, what did you discover? Was there any discoveries that you made today about what you need to do for the rest of 2021?
Get clarity for me. I learned today to put some very serious effort into just wrote it down into the 5 things that you were asking us about earlier. So I definitely learned that today for sure.
The power of 5, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
The power of 5 is key. And it's the habits that you start your morning off with. I mean, I'm a person of habits. So every morning I start off, if I can, walking or running, and also meditating and reading and writing, because I'm at my strongest in the morning. Like Lonnie's workshop talked about, find that time where you're at your peak. And when you're at your peak, you do those things. And I find I'm at my peak in the morning. But I have found out in the evening, I can come back and do some writing, but it's all about you really trying, understanding yourself and where you are. Anyone else? Don't be shy. We're all friends here. You know.
What I learned is that you start spending your money wisely, making sure you're invested in yourself as well as in others. Pay yourself first and have a pot for each thing you need to spend. So I thought that was something very wise.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Taking the fear and keep and going through it. Just, you know, you got to do it anyway. So everybody's scared of something. So just do it.
Correct. Yes. What about your values? What did you find out from your top? Did you do your top 3 values, or did you write them down?
Yeah, I wrote them down. They correlate with what I do in my day-to-day life. I did most of these assignments on a monthly basis. I like to do a check-in with me, because so many times we get so caught up in helping others, and then, oh my God, you're having a heart attack. That's crazy. You know, you have to take time out for you and do self-love, because you can't help anybody else if you're down. So a lot of the techniques, I do it on a monthly basis just to make sure I'm going where I want to go.
And does everybody find that their values are in alignment with their goals?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great exercise for me, because I think that I know a lot of those things, you know, and just to be reminded and to be prompted. And it's just for me to check in with myself more often. But I really was I was glad that all the top things that, you know, when you asked for the 5 top priorities, that I put those down. And then when you asked us to rank them 1 to 5, and they were all 5s for requirement, return, and reward.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm on the right track with my priorities. So.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Great, great. Anyone else?
So, Sina, I think between you and Diane, you're like a dynamic duo. Your presentations really synergistically were just wonderful. Like, I know that independently you did your own presentations, but back to back, they were fantastic. And what I realized is going through, you know, my vision and passion and all those things paired with Diane's, like being mindful, set an alarm 3 times a day, you know, so your top 5 things, like that's actually what I'm struggling doing right now, right, is bringing that mindfulness practice back into my life. And, you know, for me, one of the things that has had me move forward in my career is sitting in my feminine energy, and I work in IT, right? And so that's such a struggle to be in such a male dominated area and continue to provide my value in integrity with who I am, and not blend and go into that energy which doesn't serve me. So between the two of you, it just really brought me back to that mindfulness and checking in throughout the day. So gratitude for the two of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Glad you found it of value.
Yeah, I ditto that. Being of value is very important to me, and adding value to others. Yes. Anyone else? So now it's time for us to think about our 2022. Now is the time to start reflecting on where we need to be going. If you want to be happy, you set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. Because your goals are based on hope as well. You incorporate, I would like for you to spend some time over the coming month, because you want to set your goals now for 2022 and not wait until January comes in. You go, oh, what are my goals for this year? So now is the time to really start planning. And so when you think about your goals, I want to leave you with 7 building blocks. The 1, confidence that it can be done. Number 2, be specific. A goal that says that I'm aspiring to have my own business in 2022 is not specific. It needs to be by January of 1st, my doors are going to be open. So what do you need to do to get your doors open by January 1st? So be specific, not general. Number 3, most importantly, which we all have a hard time with, you must stretch. I mean, you have to go outside that box. You can't set, you know, if you already are a runner and you run 3 miles a day, to say for the next 30 days, I'm gonna run 3.5 miles a day. That's not a stretch. A stretch is to say I'm gonna run 6 miles a day. Now, I don't know, I'm a runner, but I know I ain't doing 6 miles a day. I wouldn't even put that on my goal list, because I probably would have been passed out somewhere like on the side of the road, where people are like, what happened to her? Well, that woman, she said she gonna run 6 miles a day. That's just, you know, that's a little bit too much. I'm gonna kill myself. First of all, I probably would be down to looking like I was anorexic, because I wouldn't have no way of keeping the food, retaining the food that I needed to survive, you know? So that's not really something that I should be stretching myself for. So what you're stretching yourself for is really where you need to be going. And number 4, it should encompass some training and development and experience. So a goal should add value to your knowledge. For instance, I know that I suck at social media marketing. And I shouldn't say use the word suck, but I need some help. So I have a goal that I must start being able to post at least, I mean, Alice sat down with me and she helped me really fine tune the things that I need to be posting on. But now I need to stretch myself into how do I make that social media work for me? And how do I get my Facebook ads, you know, doing it more regularly for me, those things. So I must train myself on how to use that media to move forward. And then possibly what I can do also is outsource what I can't do by having my virtual assistant. So you have to think outside the box too. So do I really need to spend a lot of time on that? Because now that goes to the priorities. You know, is that going to give me the return that I need, or should I spend my time doing something else? So think about those things. And what's my experience that I need? Do I need to work somewhere? Have a mentor that's coaching me in areas that I need to get more knowledge and wisdom. Number 5 is your commitment. You must be committed. Now, don't set a goal if you're not going to be committed to doing it. You know, a lot of times we say we want to lose 20 pounds and I'm going to not eat for 5 days. That's not a good thing to do. You must say to yourself, I'm going to eat 3 good meals a day. Maybe I'm going to eat my oatmeal and blueberries in the morning. And then for lunch, I'm going to have a balance, you know, that make lunch your biggest meal, and then dinner, you know, whatever. But I'm just giving some ideas, but be committed, something that you can, that's realistic again. Be committed to what you need to do. And number 6, belief. Believe. I stress this, believe you can do it. Don't allow the negativity. I love what David talked about in Success, you know, thinking for the rest of us. You must believe in what you can do and not allow the negativity. I love the story he gave about he thought one thing when that wasn't really what was going on. He thought that someone was thinking negative about whatever he had an impression of, and that really wasn't the case. So we can't allow that negative, that inner voice to say to us, you can't do that, Hasina, or you can't do that, Frankie, Tammy. You need to say, shut up. Yes, I can. Believe it.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
Okay?
right.
So we have to
Yes.
believe. And number 7, allow for feedback. Have an accountability partner, a coach, mentor, whoever. Tell them what you're doing. Allow them to speak into your life. Now, who you allow to speak into your life is vital. So get someone that you know has integrity, honesty, someone who has your best interests at heart. So plan for 2022, starting. You can take a break today because we all been on here for 3-4 hours. I give you today as a break and maybe tomorrow, but Monday, hit that gate running. Go out that fence and be ready to go. You're going to push off. So I'm even going to give you a little bit. I want you to go back to the activity that you had. And I want you to think about setting a goal for 2022. We go back to our top 3 values. I want you to think about that as you go through. Today is not enough time for us to really go through a goal. I get that. So I would not put that on you, but I want you to start really thinking about it. And then make sure that goal is in alignment with your values. So if you want to give you a few minutes to copy this down.
Mhm.
And then as you write that goal down, says, what does it tell me about my value? What am I going to get from it? Is my goal authentic to my value and my vision? All right. Are you ready to move on?
Mhm.
All right. And this is my wrap up. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. The point is that you move forward. And life might not be going well for you, but you still press forward because anything is possible. Hold on to hope. So this is what I say out of the word forward. You must focus, be optimistic, be resilient. And I took from Abina's presentation, she's not here today, but her word was holistic with the W. Be holistic. Look at the whole person. Involve all the factors. A, be authentic. Be authentic to yourself, to those around you, to your customers, to your circle. And then R, be rewarding. Let whatever you do be a reward for you, who you are, what you really want to do and become. You follow that story that's within you, and that really lays the groundwork for where you want to go in life. And then D is for discipline. You must be disciplined in all that you do. You can't allow yourself to be taken off track and to become unfocused and then become discouraged, because we will become discouraged at times because you'll be thinking about that big picture. But again, we go back to small steps. Say in your mind, small steps, and the small steps will get you to big. So I thank you for your time today.